Okay, we're back again. Now, in the lab, you're going to have an aluminum block. I'm here at home, as I mentioned before, in my wood shop. I don't have any pieces of aluminum around, so I'm going to demonstrate the procedure you should follow. Now, this is not the only way to do it, but I do believe it is the most accurate and easiest way to do it and to achieve the best results. So first off, you'll also notice that my vise is not the same as the vise you're going to use in the shop, but the same principles apply. You're going to grab the aluminum block, pretend this is aluminum, not the wood, and clamp it in the vise so it's like this. So you have it raised above the jaws and hanging out on the one end. That's going to allow you to do setup, draw a line, mark it, and cut it without having to clamp in the vise, take it back and forth in another vise. Now to do your accurate cut, and I suggest you do this with every cut because you need the practice. What I have here is a dial caliper. You'll be using a vernier caliper. It's a little bit more difficult to set up, but I believe the first cut I asked for is 2.65. Now, in the case of this caliper, you can see that this is in inches. I don't know, can you see that? 1 inch, 2 inch, the 500 thousandths mark is right here above my fingernail. The 600 thou is the next one, and then I'm showing 50 thou on the dial. So that's two inches, 650 thou. And I will just lock it right here in place. So what I want to do is scribe a line. Now I suggest in the labs that you use a scratch awl to scribe a nice straight line. The other option, of course, is a very fine pencil. And this one is, what is this? 5.5 millimeters. That's a pretty fine line. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this caliper as close to the edge as I can, but still get it square. These edges are going to be squared and prepared by you. And I'm going to scribe a little line right there. Now, I don't know, you can't see that so well. So if I loosen this off and tilt it a bit, maybe you can see a bit better there. So you can see that line right there. Now I'm going to take my square, which is this tool here. Now, excuse me, you're going to have metal ones in the shop that look more like this, and there's a few different sizes. That one's a little too small for this task here in my shop, so I'm going to use my actual wood shop one. These two sides of the material are parallel, so I'm going to put my 0.5 mil pencil right down the line I put there and slide the square up to it and draw a line right across. Now this doesn't, as a pencil, doesn't really show up as nicely as this, so this is probably a better way of demonstrating it on the aluminum because it's, you know, graphite and the aluminum is gray, so you don't see it so well. But my suggestion is that you use a scribe, which might look something like this, with a fine tip, sharp edge, and do the same thing. Now the advantage to this, of course, is that when you scribe this line right here, you put a little scratch in the material, in the aluminum. So when you come back, you can actually put the tip of that scribe right back in the little scratch groove that it's made, and you know exactly where you are. It's going to be a very precise measurement. Okay, so once you do that, you have to bring the... Now I'm taking it out of the vise so you can see better on the camera, but in the shop you won't have to do this. Now again, the idea is that I'm going to bring that line down over the edge like that. And the same thing on this other side. lining it up exactly where the line was. And again, you can use pencil in the shop if that's what you prefer. And depending on the light, maybe you'll be able to see it okay, maybe you won't. But the scribe is the better way to do it because you can actually feel things. So you'll end up with a line scribed all the way around, or drawn all the way around like that. Now it's important that you understand this next part. When you cut this, you have to cut on the side of the line where the waste of the material is. So we're going to cut this piece off here we call the waste. And you want to be cutting on this side of the line, not right on the line. If you cut right on the line disappears as you cut and you can't follow it very well. So you want to be cutting right beside the line. Now I'm going to move this. I don't know you're going to be able to see this that well. Actually, you won't be able to unless I move the camera. So we'll